Hello and welcome back to another video on TGM Guitars. As always, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's shown support to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, then please consider clicking that subscribe button down below and becoming part of this community. So without further ado, let's jump into the topic of today's video. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Harley Benton Talk Box. Now if you're unfamiliar with what a talk box is, it's basically a pedal that redirects the sound of your guitar into a tube that you can then put into your mouth, modulate the sound using your mouth a bit like a wah, and then pick it up using a microphone that you can then blast out via the PA, or if you're recording, straight into your interface. So it's a sound that's been used and is synonymous with songs such as Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, Rocky Mountain Way by Joe Walsh. Peter Frampton also used it in the past, and it's a very unique kind of sound, and it's something that you'll find not many people use because it's a little bit unwieldy with the fact that you've got a microphone with a tube and it's basically in your mouth. So I needed a talk box for, well, I didn't really need one, but I wanted a talk box for doing Living on a Prayer live with my band. So I decided to jump on the internet and had a look, and the Harley Benton talk box came up. It's only £105, very basic interface. You've got a gain control, a tone control and an output control. You can then route this up to a microphone and play unto your heart's content. So what we're going to do, I've kind of changed up a little bit how I'm doing these videos. I'm going to try and make them a little bit more professional and concise. I've had a few bits of feedback saying there needs to be more playing. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to play through the normal stuff that I usually do with the talky bits in between, but a straight playthrough, and then cut back, have a bit of a discussion, and then yeah, that's how these videos are going to work from now on. So without further ado, let's jump over to some playing. What I'm going to do is just go through the sweep of the gain and the tone and let you hear what it sounds like. Just a quick note on the signal chain. So I've got my Gibson Les Paul gain into my talk box, which has then been picked up using the Tone Bone MB75, basically a cheap copy of an SM57. That's going into my audio interface and to you guys. So yeah, this is what it sounds like. So I was a bit underwhelmed with the sound of this when I first got it, so I started having a bit of a play about, and I found the way that I like this pedal best is to put something in front of it to give it a different flavour, a different tone, and also to darken it up a bit. It's a very, very bright sounding pedal. I mean, you're going to get that, it's a metal diaphragm inside it that basically pumps the sound through that tube, so it's just part and parcel of the way that Talkbox works. So on the front end of this video, with that little clip that I recorded, the little song that I made, I had the Victory Kraken pedal going into the front end. So what I'm going to do is do a bit of playing now with that in front of it, and you can hear what it sounds like just with something shaping the sound before it goes into it. At the end of the day, this is a little amplifier in a box that plays through its own internal built-in speaker. So you can put pedals in front of it because it's an amplifier at the end of the day. So here's what it sounds like with that in front. So I'm not saying a Talkbox is the perfect effect for everybody. It's definitely got its uses. It's a very niche effect that if you're in a covers band like me, you might need it for 1 or 2 songs, but it's not something that everybody will use all the time, that's for sure. To be honest, most of the ground that this covers can be covered by a wah pedal if you just need a roundabout sound. Now, I like collecting gear, so that's why I bought it, even just for the one song in my band set list. As far as the Harley Benton Talkbox goes, it's a good way of getting your Talkbox tones for not a lot of money. If it's something you're not going to use much, then £100 for an effect isn't really breaking the bank. It's basically a cheap copy of the MXR Talkbox, which comes in at about £200. You can go all out and get a Rocktron Banshee, but if you're using it for one, then this is probably the way to go. You can definitely shape it with something in front of it, and that's definitely the way I'm going to be using it. So all in all, it's a solid pedal, it's good for its price. It does sound a little bit thin, it probably will sound very thin on its own, but in a band context, with a little bit of EQ in, I think it could sound good enough for what it's needed for. So it's definitely something I would recommend if you're in the market for a Talkbox and are not 100% sure how much you'd use it. Give this thing a go and just take a punt, just see what it sounds like, see if it's an effect for you, and yeah, make your decision from there. You can always buy something a bit better later on. So I hope you've enjoyed this shorter, slightly more concise style of video. Trying to make my videos a bit more viewable. I know people tend to tune out fairly early on in my older videos. I do a lot of talking, I've noticed that, so trying to cut down on that, make it a bit more professional. But if you've enjoyed it, let me know down below. Leave a like, rating, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.